Good morning, brothers and sisters. It's 9/7/2019. And the stories that I got on here for this morning tie into that high watch time period that I was mentioning in some previous videos that would take place between the 9th of Av and the last day of the Feast of Tabernacles. And it's the announcement a few days ago of the 70 nations that are invited to Israel. And there's a conference there that's going to be held between September 25th and September 27th. It's a 2-day conference. 70 nations have been invited to Israel for the renewal. It's like a renewal of the Noah covenant. And there's going to be a sacrifice ceremony to renew the Noahide covenant, like I said, or the Noahide laws on the Mount of Olives. Believing in Jesus under these laws would be considered idolatry. The laws were first signed into law here by President George H. Bush in 1991, but Trump recently re-signed into the Noahide laws. Belief in Jesus under these laws would be considered, as I said, idolatry. So some reference to the great falling away could be the Jews falling away from their pre-Noahide law days that they've had up to this point. And then, of course, we know that the falling away has been going on here in the church for years. However, recently, several pastors of megachurches here in the USA have publicly renounced their Christian faith. I think this 70 Nation Conference is paving the way to the adoption of a one world religion. And this is part of the drastic changes the Holy Spirit told me to watch for in this high watch period. That's what I'm believing. Also, I believe that the Jewish Messiah will appear soon. They have the elections over there in Israel. Then they're going to have the announcement of the peace plan. But that peace, the full disclosure of all that stuff could be spread out. We may not get the whole picture of, all of the details this month after the elections. We may still get part of it, and we may still be waiting on more details to come in, because I think what's happening is I think that Trump is sending representatives around to the different nations where there's like sticking points or something, or some issue or something with in other words, they're seeing the plan. And then he's allowing them to tell them, his representatives, well, this is what we don't like about it, or something like that. And then they're going behind the scenes and they're trying to negotiate with these individual nations to work something out ahead of the public announcement. This is what I think he's doing. Once he's privately gone around and got so many nations to get on board, where he knows it's going to get a majority of votes and pass, that would be the time when he would come out and publicly announce the full plan. In the meantime, that's why we keep only seeing partial announcements of it, because they want to go behind the scenes and negotiate with these nations in private and then try to get their agreement on the stuff. And probably this 70 nation gathering here between September 25th and the 7th in this conference may be influencing that too. That may be a part of it too, because they want these 70 nations to get on board with these Noahide laws and agree with them, and try to get a consensus for a world religion, a thing where they can agree on all major points or something worldwide concerning religion. And so the Jewish Messiah is the one who is supposed to call for the rebuilding of the third temple. And it has been rumored that the Trump peace plan will include giving the green light to building the third temple, Jewish temple on the Temple Mount. And when I was first warned about the high watch period, what first came up into my mind was the third temple. And I had already did several videos regarding the appearance of the man of sin. Then next came the appearance of the Jewish Messiah. So when I was told about this high watch period between the 9th of Ab and the last day of the Feast of Tabernacles, what came to my mind was the third Jewish temple and the appearance of the Jewish Messiah. And that'll be the next, and of course those developments, and then the peace plan. And if that peace plan happens to be Daniel 9:27, and the man of sin is going about ready to be revealed, which I've been told 3 or 4 times he is, well, then that means that we would be flying soon, as many people suspect. Time is running out, and I think some of this spiritual warfare, and then of course like I said, the unprecedented anointing of the Holy Spirit, all that stuff will be between now, right today, and the time, whenever the time of the rapture is. And lastly, I just wanted to do a thing on Gabrielle, the storm to watch. Now, the Holy Spirit prompted me to mention this prophecy, and because it is still just a tropical storm, we will be able to follow this in advance to see if it comes to pass. And this was given to this person on August 28, 2019. So Dorian was already out there. Dorian was way closer to the United States at that time, and probably this Gabrielle had probably just formed, maybe that day or the day before that this prophecy was given to this person here. And so I'm going to read the title of the prophecy is Destruction Cometh, and the transcript on it. Now I'm going to read the transcript that this person received. My son, tell my people that destruction cometh, and her name is Gabrielle. I say to you now, beware of the storms of fall, for they will be fierce, but none as fierce as Gabrielle. Many will lose everything, but take note, you will have your lives. I have said many times that the days of judgment are upon you, and those that hear my voice will be led to places of safety. I have said many times to have your houses in order, both physical and spiritual. Although I speak to you now, many will ignore the words of warning and continue as if nothing is coming. And that was a transcript message from Jesusly given to Byron Searle, BYRON SEARLE, Byron Searle. And there's a channel, Mike 444 channel, where he talks about this as well. But because it's still a tropical storm and it's still way out, we have an opportunity now to see if this is going to come to pass. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next upload. Your redemption draws nigh.